Hey everybody, Lady Cheryl here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I hope you will find something that you can use in your gardening and that you will subscribe, like the video, and also share it on your social media platforms. That way, the 70-year-old gardener can reach more people. In this video, I'm going to share with you how my garden in Zone 8A did during freezing temperatures. Now the temperature wasn't that cold. The lowest we had was 31. However, that is freezing and we had frost. So I'm going to show you how I took the covers off and the condition of everything now. First, I'm going to show you what I didn't cover. I did not cover this raised bed that has tulip bulbs planted about 8 inches down, and then whatever I thinned out from the other garden beds and the green stalk, I put in here. I knew that everything in here could handle a 32-degree temperature. Over here in this corner, you will see 7-leaf turnips and regular purple turnips. And over here we have some carrots, and we have Bloomsdale spinach and a few beets, and I knew all of them could handle a 32-degree. We have daffodils up under here and a couple little starts I stuck in the top of there. And over here, I did not cover at all the beets and the carrots in this 25-gallon container. Nor did I do anything special with my fruit trees and this container over here that has society garlic in it, or has society garlic in it. This is where I pulled up 2 tomato plants. And you can see here, I didn't cover my hanging baskets. Pansies over there weren't covered, and the ones over here. Let me just show you these beautiful begonias that I stuck in between these pots and the rose bushes, and there's a fence back there to cause a windbreak. And even though they're annual flowers in my garden zone, sometimes I can grow them for 2 years. And that's what I'm going to try to do here. And let me just show you, right back there in the prayer garden, you see those little buds? Those are mums. All of them look like they were dying, so I just set them in a container back there. But I'm going to go ahead after the rain and cut all the old blooms off and let those continue to grow. Let me go closer so you can see those little yellow flowers. Those weren't there a week ago. I have some society garlic in here, and I learned that society garlic attracts flies, because I came out one day and I didn't have that covered, and there was a lot of flies around it, so I covered it up. And let me back up and tell you right here, the green stalks, everything that I have planted in the green stalks, I knew could handle a 31 or 32-degree temperature. Okay, I filmed most of this video, but I didn't go close enough to the garden stalks to show you the improvement. Remember, I just sowed these seeds a few weeks ago, and I'm still going to sow more seeds. So Brian, come closer and let them see. Right in here, you can see that the collard greens are growing very well. Go close, Brian. The red mustard greens are growing well. I've got onions. I have spinach. I have society garlic. Everything is doing well. The same thing over here, Brian. Come closer. You see the collards? I'm so happy. I'm going to plant some more seeds tomorrow. It's a little chilly out here, so I'm going in the house. Over the next few weeks, we're going to have wonderful growing weather. We're expecting only one low temperature of 35, and then most of the other days it's going to be 43 in the morning, and it'll be in the 60s during the day. So we're expecting great weather, but anything can happen. Now you can see I'm going to show you the beds and containers that I uncovered. This one right here that has, I believe it's little gem lettuce. Second bed that I uncovered with my frost cloth contains 3 rows of giant red mustard greens, and then your regular mustard greens. I have 4 rows there. Now remember, I just planted these seeds a couple weeks ago, so that's why they're very small. But I want to prove to you that you still can start seeds in December. If you live in garden zone 8 or higher, you can actually do it in lower zones, provided you do double coverage. And what I mean by double coverage is several layers of frost cloth and even a layer of 6 mil greenhouse plastic. And remember that book I told you, Garden All 4 Seasons? I'll insert Elliot Coleman's book right here to remind you. Now, look at my large garden bed. I just uncovered it. It had 2 layers of frost cloth. Look how beautiful everything is growing. The broccoli, the cabbage, the cauliflower, the Siberian dwarf kale, and I even squeezed in 2 containers of peas, and by golly, they're starting to put peas on. There's a little yellowing there, but I'm not worried about it. As I said, we're going to have beautiful temperatures. Things may grow a little slower in cooler temps, but it'll pick back up when the temperatures get back up in the 60s, like I just told you in the forecast. I also uncovered this container right here that has, let me get over here, I gotta be careful, I don't wanna fall. It has celery growing. Remember, I harvested all the celery that was in the container for my daughter's Thanksgiving dressing, but look at those beautiful stalks of celery. Now, celery can't handle a temperature lower than 30 degrees. So, take this bad leaf off right here, and we have 3 heads of cabbage are beginning to head up here. So I'm going to take out this celery, and depending if it's easy to remove, I'm just going to pull all of it up, and it's not easy to remove, so I'm going to go ahead on and cut it off. And my daughter and I will blanch this. Isn't that beautiful? That is the biggest celery that I've ever grown. And I think it's because I've been trying to grow it in the spring, and then it gets too hot real quickly here in the spring. It's like summer temperatures in other places. So yeah, I decided to try it in the fall, and it worked out beautifully. This is Utah tall celery, and I grew it from seeds. So I'm gonna put this right here, and then I'm gonna get this other one. I think I can just pull it up. And I succession planted my celery. Just cut that off. So let's take that inside too. So that's half of the garden. I'm going to remove all of the covers over here. And I started over there, those first 2, and I have some cherry tomatoes I'm gonna harvest over here. I uncovered the tomatoes in this grow box. There's some basil here as well. You can see some are ripening, but since we're not gonna have a freezing temperature, any temperature below 34 for the next couple weeks, I'm gonna just let this grow, or I should say continue to grow outside. Yeah, the last time I looked at these last week, these cherry tomatoes were much smaller, and you can see some big ones right in there, and you'll see some yellowing. In the days to come, I will be coming out here, pruning it up, letting it get some air, like right in here where there's yellowing leaves. I'm gonna take care of that. You can see that it's still making flowers, which can turn into tomatoes, but I doubt that they will be here before the next freeze. And these ones that are blushing right here, these 3 in a row, I could take them inside. They'll be red tomorrow. But let me share this with you. I have never grown cherry tomatoes outside in December. Now, when I had my house, when I had the food forest, I have a pretty large greenhouse, and I would grow tomatoes out there all year long. And I'm really excited. Okay, let's uncover a few more containers. Show you right here. This was the Bloomsdale spinach. I told you it was going to spread out, and I told you I was going to come out and get the little weeds out a little at a time. I still see a few, so I'll just be picking them off. And over here, let me show you this bed. I uncovered it, And you can see everything is growing very well. Let me go back in so you can see closer. And I put some pansies in here too. And you can see that the collard greens are growing back here that I topped off. So we got broccoli, we have cabbage, we have cauliflower, as well as dwarf Siberian kale. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more containers to uncover, and I'll wrap this video up. That I started seeds 2 weeks ago is doing excellent. And remember, these are turnips, 7 leaf and purple top. And I think I see a weed. Yep, sure is. I'm going to gently try to get that root out of there so it doesn't come back, and I got it. Here's another pot I forgot to show you guys that I didn't cover, and it contains rosemary and centrola. It smells so good. You guys know that it'll keep mosquitoes away. So I didn't have to cover up this rosemary because it can handle a temperature between 10 and 20 degrees, you know, the lowest temperature for established plants. However, the centrola can't handle real low temperatures below 50. Now, the lowest temperature we got was 31 degrees just for a couple hours. But I'm showing you here where there was a windbreak. And that allowed the area to be a little warmer. And you can see a little damage on some of the leaves, but not bad at all for a 31-degree temperature. And what I'm probably going to end up doing is I'm going to leave it uncovered, and then I'm going to take that little small area, see where the leaves and stem is a little smaller. I'm going to root some in water and inside my bedroom where I have a tropical houseplant jungle. And over here you can see that the winter spinach, and it can take a very low temperature as low as 10 degrees. It's beginning to spread out. I'm not going to take these other covers off because it's raining. Not bad, but I don't want to get sick, so I'm going in. Okay, we got a little break in the rain, so I'm going to take these last 3 covers off. 1, 2, 3. Let's get my little garden bench right here. Work smart and not hard, so I won't be bending over. And let's take these off, these little clips. Pull that cover back. I really didn't need to cover this up, but I just wanted to give the vinca and my coneflowers a little break in the weather. And so I'm not going to cover this back up at all. The last 2 containers, this one still have some diatomaceous earth that's moist. The only reason why I covered this one up is because this is newly transplanted society garlic all the way around the perimeter. I'm going to put a couple pepper plants here in the spring. And the last container here that I need to show you, I have kale and some rainbow Swiss chard. May pop a few more seeds in here. I'll wait another week. With the warmer temperatures that we're getting ready to have, they'll probably start popping up. I just pulled back the cover on the strawberries. They're looking really good. And we'll let them get some fresh rainwater. Looking good. And all I can do is just close it up like so when we start getting a really bad temperature. But actually, they're real established now. These are Chandler strawberries. They can take a temperature as low as about 30. So now I'm just going to pan around the garden. I want you to see right over there, all across that ledge, except for those onions right there. And society garlic, those are all white tulips. That'll be coming up in the spring. And you can see over here that my vinca and marigolds in the prayer garden, the cold temperatures didn't affect it again because there's a double fence that caused a windbreak. When I get a break in the rain, I'm gonna plant the rest of the society garlic right there in that container. And everything is looking really good. I'm excited. I don't see a lot of insects out. However, that doesn't mean they're not going to come back. I am going to pull weeds when there's a break in the rain. And I will also wait until the rain completely stops. And when everything starts to dry up some, I will again apply my neem oil spray. everything in the green stalks can handle a 32-degree temperature, so I'm not going to put the covers on them until we get some really cold weather. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share it on your social media platforms and subscribe if you're new. I hope that I encouraged you or motivated you in some way to grow food outside all year long. Thanks for watching, everybody. You know that I love you and God loves you too.